everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 11. Last time we messed with the bull, and we got the horns. We've got Iron Bull here and Krem. We have recruited a new companion, and we also checked out the Forbidden Oasis. It was a grand old sandy, dusty time checking out an elven temple, and just great. Just a good little area surrounding the lore of shards, which we will have to make sure that we continue to pick up throughout the course of the game. But we're going to do main quest things today. Isn't that really exciting? Because this game is so big, you get pulled in so many directions that you like checking out all these different areas and meeting new people and exploring all the dialogue. It's just kid in a candy store in Dragon Age Inquisition. There's so much to take in, and while we admire this gorgeous skybox, we are going to head back into the war room because we've got our missions that have been completed as we're in a new episode. That's probably going to be the start episode ritual going forward. Probably is sell our stuff,
tell Mother,
and then also go and do the War Council stuff as well. Sell all of my junk, sell all of my weapons that we're not going to use, and then go to the War Council and see what our results are and see if we get more missions. So let's do some lovely, boring inventory management, and then we'll get into it. Maple has a new staff now, which is good. I think we can take this opportunity to... You got Bull's Edge. We can take this opportunity to dress new companions. Iron Bull with the Bull's Edge. Cool. He's got his axe. I don't think there's anything for him yet. He can't have the prismatic great axe, but it's going to be fun when he does. The Enduring Great Axe will give you more constitution, but on kill, target explodes for 75% weapon damage. I'll keep him with the Bull's Edge for now. Oh, it's like, oh, nice. There's like one with an edge on it and then one for just crushing your enemies, pummeling them. New companion, which means they need to go through the ritual of... the DLC armor and how it looks on them, because it's always really interesting that they can wear it all. Oh yeah, the actual Canary themed armor has oh my god, excuse me, look at it, what the hell? He gets a complete torso body change. So the DLC armor that is Canary themed completely changes his entire proportions. It changes his body. But then his neck is like the same. So now his neck doesn't match his body. Oh, that's... What? Why couldn't they couldn't model this? Interesting. I guess that means that all of these DLC armors, so they can be worn by every character, just have like a pretty cliche, yeah, like this, because he's got his abs there, but then he doesn't normally have, well, I guess you can't really see, but you can tell that he doesn't have that same level of abdominal musculature. This is hilarious. Ironically, I think that his proportions are almost better here in terms of the nipple placement, but then you lose the scarring and like the cool details on his body to equip the Canary themed outfit. It's kind of like a disappointment, because I would love to put him on this, but then he loses like his cool scars and everything. We'll put him in it, but that's kind of silly. I really didn't expect that. I don't know why, because I guess it's kind of obvious when you put it on every other character, because this is the armor that gives everyone a six-pack, and you know, but whatever. Whatever. That's so interesting. Okay. Bull has been transformed. He got a little bit of surgery done. to the chest. Okay.
I will take these injury reports to researcher Maeve.
Apothecary Don wanted to know when he might be able to provide the materials he needs.
Corpse brains. Might talk to Josephine after this as well, because I'll check if there's updated dialogue or anything. Have a chat to my team. Alright, so let's have a look. Our completed quests.
Any word?
Nothing yet.
Good dialogue. Any word? Nothing yet. Investigate the strange chalk markings. Lady Caprina reports having had a wonderful tea with the Comtesse and has delivered a transcript of their conversation. The triangle? Oh, I remember it well. Drawn in my open ledger by a visiting Antivan trader from whom I wished to buy a ship. The deal immediately fell through. I assume I did not react to the triangle in a way he anticipated. As he left me, he said to me, "Do not be so eager to ride the waves, madame. Those across the seas will come soon enough." Okay, 30 influence. And then, upon the waking sea, we found what we were looking for, an ancient vault all but buried in the thick vegetation at the heart of the island, no doubt untouched for over 1,000 years. The effort to open the vault without setting off traps was considerable, and what we found within was interesting. According to an agent named Rion, this was the retreat of one of the last of Andraste's disciples, a guardian who fled some manner of attack on the site of the Sacred Ashes. He expected reinforcement by other disciples who never arrived. Whatever texts the man thought to preserve have mostly crumbled, but we recovered a number of other artifacts from the site. It is a significant find that will undoubtedly prove of great interest to Chantry scholars, even if it will take them years to sort through all the debris. Okay. An enhanced belt of urgency. Well, there you go. Alright, and we only have one mission available for us at the moment, which is to choose a successor in Lides. Part of a Ben Hasrath report noting the current fight for succession in Lides, which has been without a direct ruler since Duke Ramash died early in the Orlesian Civil War. The duchy will go to one of 3 members of the Duke's dead family, the dead Duke's family rather, all of whom have possible claims to the position due to the complex nature of Orlesian politics. His cousin, Carolina, already a duchess by marriage, his daughter Monet, whose claim is muddied by her youthful naivety and the fact that her father pushed her into a life of service to the Chantry after his wife's death, likely to protect her from the dangers of the game, and his brother Jean Gaspard, an ambitious and cunning man who has been searching for power. Carolina is capable and not overly invested in overseeing Lides personally. Monet would be the most easily manipulated, but less likely to be useful. Jean Gaspard would be difficult to manipulate and could present a threat if he succeeds his brother. Any of the 3 candidates could become a valuable ally to the Inquisition, but the other 2 must be removed from play first. Okay. So let's have a look here. So Cullen, Jean Gaspard is a chevalier and a capable military leader. If we want him removed, I dare say we might recruit him for ourselves. Monet would do better in the Chantry than in the game. I can see that she is encouraged to take vows, and I can destroy Carolina's marriage with 4 words and the proper glove left on the proper table. Hey girlie, let's talk. And then dropping the glove in his room. Perfect. Okay. So my question here is, we need to, all of them could become a valuable ally, but the other 2 must be removed. I'm a little bit confused. So this one here, like, are we choosing, if we choose Cullen, we're choosing Jean Gaspard to be the ally to the Inquisition. So he's the one that would take over. But then Liliana's saying Monet would do better in the Chantry than in the game. So then that would be removing her. And then I don't know what happens to the other 2 at that point. And then Josephine is saying she can destroy Carolina's marriage Does that mean Carolina wouldn't go to her? And then I'm a little bit confused because I thought that if there's 3 people, then we have 3 options as to who we'd be wanting to have move into play. Maybe this is another one of those classic, like, things are worded in a way that I'm just not understanding. So I'm a little bit unsure. I want to take a look and see, because this seems like this is one that will have like a ripple effect. So Carolina is capable and not overly invested in overseeing lights personally. Monet would be the most easily manipulated but less likely to be useful, and Jean Gaspard would be difficult to manipulate and could present a threat. I'm actually not sure. This one seems like it's a little bit of a weighty decision, and I actually am kind of misunderstanding how this one is written. So I think I'm gonna leave it alone, actually, just for now. I'm gonna leave that alone because I might have a decision later. I'll think on that. It's fine. I'll come back to that. For now, we're going to travel to Redcliffe and make contact with the mages, however. So let's do that. This wearer of the belt gains a moderate boost to attack speed when below 50% health. Alright. I can take that over 1 extra potion. And let's see if we've got companions with more dialogue.
The apothecary would like to know why you need so much death root.
To do my job.
Oh, I'll just tell him that, Enchanter.
I'm not an enchanter, I'm an apprentice. Just please tell Adon I need that death root.
The subtitles are doing a great job sticking around.
Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen. Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast.
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
Cool. I can get her updated opinions on our new recruits. And I wonder if she has updated opinions on the existing ones.
What's your impression of Solus?
I suppose I should be wary of an apostate, but our elven mage has conducted himself with the utmost propriety. And he has the most fascinating stories.
What do you think of Vivienne?
We've met a few times before at court. She remains a truly accomplished player of the game. So long as her interests align with yours, Madame Vivienne will be a most valuable ally.
The Iron Bull has had to have made an impression.
He is a loud, unapologetic accident merely waiting to happen. I do wish he'd stop daring poor dignitaries to outdrink him.
What do you think of Sir Blackwall?
Sir Blackwall seems as loyal to the purpose of the Inquisition as he is to the Wardens. His travels must have taken him strange places. I wish he'd speak more about them.
Interesting. Wish he'd speak more about them. Well, when we talk to him, I don't know. He's keeping his secrets close to the chest.
Commander Cullen came to mind.
The commander is an intelligent, cautious man. I'm grateful he's in charge of our standing army. Still, he does sometimes resemble the man with a hammer to whom everything appears as a nail.
I was thinking of Cassandra.
Seeker Pentagast is a princess of the Kingdom of Nevarra, although that barely seems important to her. She was not interested when I asked if we might make use of her royal relations. Still, the Inquisition would not have formed without Cassandra. She's an extraordinarily driven woman.
So those are definitely, I remember those words being spoken, so I don't think the existing companions update.
I'd love to know how you and Sarah get along.
I know she extracts gossip from the servants, and she keeps prying into things. Sarah's ability to vanish whenever her mischief's discovered must come in handy, however, I'm sure.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
I do like that the game actually gives you opportunities to talk to your characters and be like, hey, what do you think about all the other characters? You know, what do you think of everyone?
In my arms lies eternity.
Yes?
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes. Does that mean that our Vivienne and I's conversations are just not allowed to proceed? Wait, hold on. Let me save.
Yes?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
Yes.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the circle would be in your debt.
Favors the first enchanter. Okay, well, I mean, that's something I'm interested in. I'd rather that be in the hands of mages than bandits. We have interesting views on how we wish for the mages to be restored. I don't necessarily feel like everything should go back to the way it was in the way that I think Vivienne wants it to. You can see both sides of the conflict quite well, but I think that things need to change. But it is interesting that Vivienne's like, I would just like things to go back to normal, please, because everything was nice and comfortable for me.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
So even Leliana's like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
I'll leave you to your work.
Okay. So it addresses Blackwall directly, which is cool, but not anyone else. What about you? Are you going to be exactly the same?
Need something?
Damn. Come on, man.
Carry on.
Come on, man. You're killing me here. Before we go, we're going to do this. I think I've misunderstood it. Well, I have misunderstood it. I have also overthunk it as well. I think this one just confused me. I read this wrong, and that's why it kind of threw me off. It looks like this is choosing who we remove, right? And then I guess the thing that's just confused me is then there's 3 candidates. I thought that we'd be picking one and then removing the other 2. So I'm assuming that we are removing one, and then we just have to see what happens with the other 2 that are left over. So we're either removing Jean Gaspard, removing Monet, or removing Carolina. So not overly invested in seeing Lides personally. Monet would be the most easily manipulated but less likely to be useful. And Jean Gaspard would be difficult to manipulate and could present a threat. But any of them could become a valuable ally to the Inquisition. So I guess I'm just going to remove Monet. Monet would do better in the Chantry than in the game. I can see she is encouraged to take vows.
Let's see what we have.
So I guess I'll do that. And that's the decision that has been made. And then I guess we'll see the results in an hour's time. I guess that'll be that. All right, we are going to Redcliffe. So we're going back to the hinterlands as a result. Now, yes, we've got our memories of the Grey and our favors to the first enchanter. This is definitely an area with a tremendous amount to do, but we will head to the Dusklight camp and we'll just make our way up to Redcliffe, because we will we'll do this another time. And then we will check out the alternate outcome also by seeing what happens if we go to visit the the Templars instead of the mages. Now, going to see Grand Chanter Fiona for a mage-based story, I think bringing characters that are very attached to the situation makes a lot of sense for some potential dialogue and interactivity. So we're going to bring our 2 mages. I'm going to bring Vivian, see if there's a little bit of Vivian and Fiona energy. I'm also thinking that we will bring Blackwall because Fiona has her Grey Warden past, and Blackwall is a Grey Warden. So Blackwall and Fiona, I don't know if they'd be acquainted, but they may know of one another, potentially. I don't know. That seems to be the best thought process I can give for bringing these 3 characters, is I think these will have the most to contribute, if anything.
Word for you.
No. The most to contribute to the story. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, we don't know, and we won't know until we get there. You sheath yourself in lightning while casting spells. Enemies that attempt to interrupt your casting with attacks are struck by arcs that leave them paralyzed. Done. Done. Easy pickings. Alright, let's head up north. May as well have a peek of this ocularum while we're heading on through. And we'll see what happens. Alright, we're back to a cold ice staff. Actually, I might end up missing this ocularum completely. Lord Sheena's Valley. Ooh, look at these bad boys. Some dragonlings. Wait. Oh, wait. Hang on. Shit. I forgot that this is where we get nuked by the dragon. Oh my god. Fuck. I recognized the area and went, hold on a minute. This is where you get nuked. Quick. There's an ocularum near here. I'm just going to quickly do a suicide run. Quick, to the ocularum. I forgot about the traumatic experience of the dragon. Oh, that's... Oh. I thought it would pause the dragon. I genuinely thought that it would pause the dragon. I don't know why I thought that it would. It just seemed to make sense. I'm taking damage here. Oh god. I'm taking shots. I'm taking shots. I'm dead. Maple Ass, you're okay. Quick, get out of here. Blackwall, we're gonna lose him. Alright guys, I did it. I got to the ocularum. Ow!
One down.
Alright, never do that, okay? That's what not to do. Guys, you do realize that you are camping right next to a dragon with nuclear bombs shooting out of its mouth? Alright. We will not be going that way. We're going to go from the crossroads instead. We're going to go from a different direction. That's the better option. Okay. And we'll probably be able to find this on the way as a result.
You seen otherwise?
Ooh, twins.
And how much did you need?
Are you sure?
It's good to have
Yes,
commerce
sir.
restored. I've many goods here if you wish to trade.
Long day.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Such a lively group of people. I think I want to be going... this way. after we do the mage meeting and checking out the alternate outcome of the Templar meeting, I think we'll spend some more time in the hinterlands again, because there's a lot to do here. I think that'll probably be useful for us to get a lot of these quests out of the way, considering it is like the starting area. How do I get in? This is not how I get in. I really thought. Hang on. I'm about to do something risky. I think if we go here, if I do that, or we can run through this door that I didn't see. You can also do that. That's fine. I'm probably the most observant person you'll ever meet, in that I will find everything and collectively nothing. And you can never tell which one it's going to be. Got some armor. We got a book. Vivian approves. But she doesn't say anything about it. Parkour. I've been through this area before because we did like the mage hideout thing. But down this way is our uncharted territory. Here we go. I'm gonna be disappointed if my group does not contribute heavily to this interaction.
Are you alright, Lady Vivienne?
Whatever are you talking about, darling?
In our last fight, I saw you take a blow. If I'd been there quicker...
Oh, aren't you precious?
I appear to have offended.
No, dear. You couldn't possibly offend me.
Huh? Okay. It's like, you're so precious. I do not need your help, Blackwall.
Redcliffe village should be just ahead.
I want a constant watch on that damned thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons.
Oh, sorry, mate. There's going to be demons immediately because I'm here, just so you know. Hope you're ready for instant demons. Oh my god, instant demons. It's kind of funny taking on demons in this area compared to like the areas that we've been going to, because enemies have been quite a bit tougher as a result. They are a lot easier in the hinterlands. And in combat, I have lost my webcam once again. I think, and this only happens with Dragon Age. I don't know what's going on. There must be something specifically while running this game that like does something to my PC and it just goes, how about we just completely destroy the webcam and it just doesn't work anymore. you know? Okay, we are back. Hopefully we can reduce the level of technical difficulties to 0. That would be nice. Let's proceed to enter Redcliffe.
We've spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
Okay. Loving the organization here. Thank you for the hospitality.
The Veil is weaker here than in Haven. And not merely weak, but altered in a way I have not seen.
We must speak with Fiona at once.
She should see fire and go towards light.
What's that background noise? Is what it sounds like in the background. Okay. Guess we get to go see Redcliffe finally. We haven't seen Redcliffe since Origins, so this is going to be cool. Bit of an upgrade.
That windmill has weathered a great deal. I am impressed it remains standing.
Define standing. Redcliffe Windmill. These ruins mark the spot where a windmill once overlooked Redcliffe Village. It was destroyed in the last days of the Blight when Darkspawn attacked the area and was never repaired. Okay. Yeah, Solus has a different definition of still standing than I do. The fucking windmill was destroyed, mate. That's fine. Hello? Here's Redcliffe Castle. Look at that. I can't really recognize Redcliffe yet.
Mother, I had the dream again last night.
No, there'll be no talk of this.
It was so real. And when I woke up, the sheets were as cold as ice.
I have mastered the ability to speak without moving my lips, Mother.
Shall we have a look around?
Yes. Codex unlocked. Redcliffe.
I think we should go.
Go? In the middle of the war? Don't be a fool, girl. We did not flee Redcliffe when the dead walked into our village. We will not flee now.
Have you heard? The Inquisition dealt with the rebel Templars. They've been driven away or killed.
See? What did I tell you?
It's not just that. I heard about deaths too. Refugees killed by Templars driven past the point of reason.
Am I in a fucking wax museum? Did you kill people and just replace them with mannequins? Because what's going on here? Everyone's frozen. Well, actually, not everyone, but most people are frozen.
And those stories about all that magic at the Conclave.
They're not but stories.
They're standing perfectly still.
Does not flee its burrow when it hears the wolf growling.
I'm trying to reduce my technical difficulties to 0.
No man needs statues so great as those whose remnants lie toppled in these hills. These statues come from ancient dreams of blood and bone, lost to the memory of man. Be wary of them.
Tell me about your people.
They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favors blood lotus flowers.
Spirit of valor, not love. Interesting. Take a blood lotus to the lake.
Even before the sky fell open, this was a land of spirits and demons. Magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe.
Could be better.
Oh. Is that part of destroyed Redcliffe during the Blight?
will step in soon enough to put a stop to this foolishness, John.
This place looks so different now.
Yes, Grandmother.
Redcliffe has had a massive facelift since I was last here as Mapo Brosco. Oh, Codex unlocks the Hero of Ferelden. Oh my god. Why didn't it pop up with an actual message to read like they usually do? Interesting. We'll probably collect a few Codex entries and read through them in a session together. I'm assuming the Hero of Ferelden is that character one there. I was just checking if it was actually going to be a notification, because usually when you do a landmark, it actually just the text pops up on screen. Oh my god, I don't have a rogue with me. Unbelievable, guys. I'm gonna have to throw Blackwall out.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Ooh. We've got an Elvish-related dialogue. We've got whatever that symbol means, and like history books, and then I can also ask Solus.
Save yourself, and all the villagers will remember is that you hid, even though they did the same. If you help the refugees, they may not love you, but they will hold their tongues before calling you knife ear.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless. I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
Nice. Convince a healer to help the crossroads refugees. That wasn't so hard, was it, lovely?
You enjoy mocking my involvement with the Inquisition. What about yours? People like you, nobles, you send men to do your dirty work, your killing. And here you are getting your hands dirty. Curious.
There is nothing curious about it. So much is at stake. Why would I leave any of it to someone else?
Am I interrupting anything between you two? Blackwall goes from being like, my fair maiden, I doth apologize for not being there to help you in your time of need. And then 5 minutes later, he's like, you fucking noble cunt. Like, like, okay, Blackwall, you got a little bit offended there. There's a little bit of a tone shift between dialogues. It's not been too long since you were being nice to one another. Let's keep that up, shall we? Let's keep it up. You're either nice to each other or you're not.
Anything you need, I can get. Probably. Most likely.
He regretted saying that immediately. He's like, wait, double back. Most likely.
Thank you.
I actually don't know if I can get you everything that you want. Sorry.
Good day. Would you care to trade?
Would you care to trade? Ferelden culture. The Fereldens are a puzzle. As a people, they are one bad day away from reverting to barbarism. They repelled invasions from Tevinter during the height of the Imperium with nothing but dogs and their own obstinate disposition. They are the coarse, willful, dirty, disorganized people who somehow gave rise to our prophet, ushered in an era of enlightenment, and toppled the greatest empire in history. There are a few things you can assume safely in dealing with these people. First, they value loyalty above all things, beyond wealth, beyond power, beyond reason. Second, although they have nothing in their entire country which you are likely to think at all remarkable, they are extremely proud of their accomplishments. Third, if you insult their dogs, they are likely to declare war. And finally, if the surest sign that you have underestimated the Fereldens is that you think you have come to understand them. Empress Celine I of Orlais in a letter to her newly appointed ambassador to Denerim. That's great. While we did that reading, we may as well read these other points. Here is our Hero of Ferelden. The Hero of Ferelden was born castless in the slums of Orzammar. He impersonated a man of warrior cast in Orzammar's provings, a crime punishable by death. However, the hero's showing in the arena impressed Grey Warden Commander Duncan so much that he recruited the hero before he could be executed. After defeating the Archdemon and ending the Fifth Blight, the hero of Ferelden took up the mantle of Warden Commander. He began the task of rebuilding the Order of Ferelden, serving with honor until his disappearance several years later. His current whereabouts are unknown. Cool. That dwarf boy is out there somewhere. Redcliffe. King Calenhad Theron once famously declared, "The fate of Redcliffe is the fate of all Ferelden." Certainly, the castle is the first and last defense for the sole land route into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which despite being 3 times captured is popularly described as unassailable, also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Redcliffe village is well situated near the mountain pass to Orzammar and the Orlesian border, and so serves as a centre of foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling, despite the smallness of the domain. The inhabitants of Redcliffe village are primarily fishermen or merchants who ship dwarven goods through the pass from Orlais to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants in their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. The events of the Ferelden Civil War left Redcliffe in tatters. Its reconstruction has been a slow process, but the city has made a remarkable recovery after its ordeal at the hands of young Lord Connor Guerin. Ooh. This is cool. Hang on. It made a recovery after its ordeal at the hands of young Lord Connor. Okay. What did Connor do? After the Battle of Denerim, Arl Eamon gave the Arling over to his younger brother in order to devote his full attention to advising the throne. He left the new Arl Tegan with the monumental task of rebuilding the town and perhaps the even greater challenge of dealing with the influx of mages into the area following the breaking of the circles. Okay.
The apostates are dead or hiding.
Okay.
We should be getting more refugees soon.
Mr. Tegan. And I've got...
We're normal folk. We keep our heads down and let the mages and the Templars kill each other. Either way, we're...
Okay. Hello there. Just didn't mean to drop in.
Greetings, traveler.
Ah, Senna, my darling. For the first time in all these years, I fear I will not be visiting your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
What if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. You are Dalish. My Senna and I, we kept to the old ways as we could. Though I know we are as children to you. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the Tablestones. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Walk in peace.
I'll go and deliver these flowers for you, but just know that it means that it's an emotionless gesture because I have no emotional connection to your wife. She's my wife now. This place is definitely very different to how I remember it. I'm gonna regret not bringing a rogue.
You're the rightful heir to Redcliffe. In Tevinter, they would never take that away just because you're a mage.
After what I did, I'm not even sure I should be here.
Oh. It's not your fault. It could have happened to any of us.
That doesn't help. That's why people hate us.
But...
just stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
Dude.
Are you Connor?
You've heard the story, I guess. I can't believe the Queen thought Redcliffe was the right place to send the mages. I mean, it was nice of her to offer refuge, but I don't think the people here wanted me or anyone like me in this town ever again.
It's Connor. I'm just walking around. I'm just like, wait, why is this random conversation talking about the heir to Redcliffe? And then you're like, oh my god, it's the red-headed boy. What the fuck? You're just casually chilling.
You're not in favor of the alliance with Tevinter.
Alliance? Is that what they're calling it? That Magister threw my uncle out into the street. He signed us into servitude. This is my home. Redcliffe, Ferelden. No matter what evils I've done, I would never have invited Tevinter here.
You were behind the siege of Redcliffe 10 years ago.
That's me. The boy with Redcliffe's blood on his hands.
If I were you, I wouldn't have set foot in Redcliffe again unless I was dragged in chains.
I had nowhere else to go. When we closed the circles, every city shut its doors to us. There was nowhere else to go. I hate it. I can feel the blood on the stones, even if I can't see it.
Why isn't Al-Eamon in power anymore?
After the Landsmeet, he stayed in Denerim. I couldn't be his heir, not after what happened, so eventually he passed the title to Uncle Tegan.
How did you end up in the Mage Rebellion?
I was living in the Ferelden Tower when the circles dissolved. I voted against it, but at first it seemed all right. No one was summoning demons. They just wanted to oversee themselves. But then the Magister came, and it's wrong what they do in Tevinter. We are monsters. We need to be controlled. If it wasn't for me, every family in this village wouldn't be missing a son, a daughter, a spouse.
I need to be going.
Please, talk some sense into the Grand Enchanter. Selling out to the Imperium won't win us any friends. We have to find a way to make peace.
Oh, so is the event that they're talking about is what happened in Dragon Age Origins when he was possessed by the Desire Demon and everything was happening there. I thought that there might have been there was something else that's happened in between, but I guess that makes sense, right? Because off he went to the circle. Kind of like my brain lapsed over that detail. I'm like, duh. Obviously, it would be when he was possessed. Not how I expected to meet Connor. With a random mage just having a chat to him and consoling him. But that's a reunion nonetheless. There he is. Man himself. He's not a boy anymore. The Dwarven Merchants Guild is, without question, the most powerful service dwarf institution. It has become what the Assembly is to the people of Orzammar, a prestigious club that everyone wants to belong to, and the surest means to obtain power and fortune. The guild's leaders can always trace their lineage back to noble or merchant caste houses in Orzammar. The guild regulates trade between the Dwarven city and the surface, and so quietly controls the entire economy of Orzammar, though the ruling king or assembly would never admit it. The guild is heavily conservative, but has started to get more of the ascendants, especially banking families, into its membership, which has caused no small amount of infighting in the guild. We don't have a... we don't have a codex entry for Connor. After talking with him. I don't really know what to make of that yet. I definitely agree with the stance with Tevinter and that situation. I guess we'll just have to see how this meeting with Fiona and the mages go. I think I'll be very interested in checking out the alternate outcome with going to visit the Templars, because I think that's going to give us two very different perspectives on this situation, because it's like either one or the other. So it's going to be similar to how we did things in Dragon Age Origins, where we would like recruit the elves and then we would go, what happens if we recruited the werewolves instead, and that kind of situation, you know? Okay, sometimes you read items. Oh no, there it is.
Well, let me know if you find one.
I was like, sometimes you read items and it doesn't pop up. There you go. Just a little bit delayed. My game is feeling strange today. I don't know if the vibes are off or what, but the game is not working how it's been working, if that makes sense. Like, codex entries are not popping up the way that they did. Characters look like fucking mannequins that are stood still. Everything feels strange. I don't know what's happening. I'm cursed, everybody. I'm clearly cursed. The Carter. The castless dwarves of Orzammar have few prospects. Consigned to live in a crumbling ruin on the social and economic fringes of the mighty dwarven capital, most resort to begging, prostitution, or crime. Just as all rivers eventually join the sea, all castless who turn to crime eventually become part of the Carter. The hero of Ferelden decimated the ranks of this ancient gang while rallying the dwarves to join in the battle against the archdemon Urthamil. Unable to recover the power they once had in Orzammar, they turned their attention topside, using groups of surface-dwelling dwarves to smuggle weapons, lyrium, surface luxuries, people, and other goods between Orzammar and human lands. Despite the flow of business, its members are still desperate and violent. With no strong leader to rein in their excesses, they have little sense of dwarven honor and freely break their word, double-cross allies, and renege on deals. We're not in a good place. I love that we're like having a meeting with the Grand Enchanter, and it's just in the tavern. Yeah, we managed to rent out a booth in the tavern. Hopefully that'll be enough, if you don't mind. Business arrangements. There's a letter found on a Templar corpse suggests that someone named Tanner is secretly doing business with Templars. So I guess we can confront this person.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
I'm gonna tan your hide in a minute.
Are you a chantry sister?
A lay sister only. I work here to help the poor and extend the Maker's kindness to those who need it. It is very busy work, especially in these times, but let me know if I can ever help you.
I found the letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody is going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
The classic, like, shit, you'll never prove it.
The Chantry used to drown smugglers who posed as sisters. It's an ugly death. I wonder if they still do that. I could ask around. Or you can put your skills to use for the Inquisition.
And you'd keep quiet? Nobody else has to know? All right, I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
A realistic pause. I was unexpected. Solus did not like that. I love casually threatening strangers. Hey, what if I hung you upside down and drowned you, you bastard? Like, we've just met. One hell of a first meeting. It's like, alright. You better behave yourself. You see that cauldron over there? I'll put you in it. Revered Mother Eglantine.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I don't have to worry about you falling at my feet in worship, then. That has been tiresome.
I believe we must each attend to our own lives to find salvation.
Are you working for the Mage Rebellion?
Mages are children of the Maker, no less than the rest of us. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given a choice between the Circle and death, most mages willingly gave up some small freedoms for safety. But the pendulum swings, and now it seems any restraint is too much. I think they should have a chance to prove they deserve freedom.
I don't see any other priests in the village. Where is everybody?
The Magister had the others escorted out for their own safety, but I refused. He can throw me out if he wants. Until then, I tend to my flock.
What are your feelings on the mages working with Tevinter?
The Imperium burned Andraste. Since then, we have led 4 exalted marches against them. Yet in all those marches, they still acknowledged the Maker. Now I speak of him and the Magisters laugh. Something has happened, and I dread to learn what.
I will leave you to your duties.
Maker speed you, my child.
Maker speed you. Alright, to the tavern.
Good day.
Make it be with you.
You gonna be locked? No, you're not locked. Good. There's a book. Hero in Every Port, a ballad of Nuggins. Oh, the best of us ran when the dreadnought was sighted. Nuggins, Nuggins, for he heard the call. Trip nine Canary, and that's why he's knighted. Nuggins, Nuggins, as brave as he's small. Oh, a shore full of pirates, the worst set to happen. Nuggins, Nuggins, his heart pure and true. Tripped him an admiral, now he's our captain. Nuggins, Nuggins, for me and for you. Oh, the blight was upon us and we found no pardon. Nuggins, Nuggins, now he'll make a stand. Tripped up the darkspawn and now he's a warden. Nuggins, Nuggins, for all in the land. Oh, paraded through Kirkwall as hero and winner. Nuggins, Nuggins, stubborn and vicious. Tripped up a viscount, now he's for dinner. Nuggins, Nuggins, of course he's delicious. I love Philium's collections. It's great. Where's my Dragon Age sea shanties? I need Isabella's sea shanty collection. Oh, One-Eyed Jimmy.
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance seen a ram that is, different? Lord Wolseley wandered off, and he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be most grateful.
Lord Wolsey. He can confirm he's got one eye.
What makes your ram so special?
Well, he's always brought the family luck, and his advice helped us make our fortune.
Your ram offered advice?
He's a very special ram.
He's a very special ram.
Your ram has gone missing?
Yes. I'm certain that if he heard his Jimmy missed him, he'd come right back. He's likely at our family's old summer cabin. It's by the lake in the southern hills. If you do find him and send him back, I'd be happy to pay you.
I'll speak with you later.
If you find my ram, please send him home.
All right, I'll do just that, One-Eyed Jimmy. Can we just address the fact that our companions in this game are, like, barely unable to stand still? Like, it's really strange. Like, they'll just get caught in a moment where they just need to, like, constantly, like, move. I don't get it. It's really awkward. The Gullen Lantern!
I'm sure you know exactly.
They just started doing companion dialogue as I'm about to enter a building for a quest. Oh my god, we ran around town for the whole time. Oh, and it was Vivian and Solus too. Mage talk.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Wait. What? Oh, this is weird. Were we invited by like a fake person? And that's why Fiona doesn't know that we're coming here? Because this is really strange otherwise, because we rock up and they're like, hey, they didn't know that you were coming. And if Fiona knew, she didn't tell anyone. Why do I feel like I'm being punked?
Is this some sort of test? We're here because you invited us in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Ooh.
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Dude, what is going on? Alright. Weird. So Fiona did not invite us. Someone posing as Fiona somehow? They got polyjuice potions in Dragon Age. Also, I definitely do not agree with the Free Mages deciding to fall in line with the Tevinter Imperium. That is not how I want that to go. I'd rather have the circles restored than that outcome. It was a great idea to bring Vivian and Solus, and I'm glad. Blackwall, though, nothing yet. Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing. Damn, okay.
An alliance with Tevinter is a terrible mistake.
All hope of peace died with Justinia. This bargain with Tevinter would not have been my first choice, but we had no choice. We are losing this war. I needed to save as many of my people as I could.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
Literally made him the most evil bitch in the room immediately. Like, immediately. He's dressed like the devil. Like, he walks in, you're like, oh, that's a bad guy. Slimy.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? An Arl would never voluntarily leave his seat.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Am I the only one with a brain in this world? Everyone, please.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Hey Fiona, do you feel like you made a stupid-ass decision yet? With their evil-looking, medieval, hobgoblin-looking ass? Because you did make a bad choice. This is ridiculous.
You're quite a long way from Tevinter, Alexius.
Indeed I am, though I have heard you are no Ferelden either. It seems we are both strangers here. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
I really like how the dialogue is happening in these scenes. I like that there are people that are moving to go and sit down and have a conversation. Like, it feels very cinematic in that sense. Like, we're not just standing there static looking at each other. And that's something that I really like. And I've brought this up in Dragon Age earlier as well, is I like that your party is usually kind of around you as well in dialogue, that they're all kind of there and like you ask for their opinions and stuff. Like, it feels so much more involved instead of just like camera 1, camera 2. And that's really awesome. Fiona looking absolutely miserable though. I'm really curious as to like what siding with the Templars would look like in this situation as well.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be.
What's going on? The fuck?
Felix. I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
What is happening?
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Very suspicious. Oh.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Oh, shit.
The Magister's son dropped that. Be cautious, Inquisitor. Family name is everything in Tevinter.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Damn, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just kind of like, I've been taken for a ride. What is happening?
We'll see.
So we've got a bunch of mages in here. Fiona has indentured herself to Tevinter. 10 years of servitude. This man really got up and just moved to another spot. Okay, meet Felix in the Chantry. Very strange. Let's talk to our mages in here.
Magister Alexius wishes only mages to remain in Redcliffe.
Tranquil.
He will approve of you. He does not approve of me. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Tevinter mages not approving of Tranquil.
This village has a history with mages, doesn't it? Do you know the details?
During the last blight, the Arl of Redcliffe became ill. Not even the efforts of the Circle could save him. His young son, who was an undiscovered mage, made a deal with a demon to keep the Arl from death. The boy became an abomination. Through him, each night, the demon raised armies of corpses to assault the village. The hero of Ferelden defeated the demon and stopped the undead hordes from destroying Redcliffe.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
You're one of the Tranquil.
Yes, my talent for magic was insufficient to protect me from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the Circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
This is not good.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Yeah, sure.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Agent acquired. All right, thank you, Clements. Camera, please.
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
I turned my back upon you. Oh my god. Shush, we're in secret. We must talk with my back turned to you. This is a cursed episode. I respectfully and formally apologize. Oh my god.
Who are you?
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what Circle Tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition.
Don't tell me you bought the Chantry's lies about how evil Tevinter is. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
Did you see Alexius, by the way? Like, are you blind? Did you take one look at that man?
But don't Magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want you poking around in my brain, but I'd be happy for you to throw a fireball at something else that isn't me.
I'm here because I believe mages deserve their freedom.
Right, and I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Well, that's going tremendously well. Sheesh. What a beautiful introduction to this tavern. So there's a lot of mysteries happening. A lot, all at once, and trying my best to keep my head wrapped around everything neatly, but there are probably going to be some things that will escape us as we wait for revelations. But Fiona did not invite us here, which is most peculiar. And I wonder what's going on with Felix here. The Crows and Queen Madrigal. The first crow refused to speak, even when we put hot coals to the soles of his feet and peeled the skin off his face and hands with a paring knife. He opted instead to chew through his own tongue and choke to death on the blood. The second captive repeated what we already knew. Queen Madrigal went on a hunt and did not appear for the evening's festivities. Her body was later found with 4 steel swords through the chest. I asked what he knew about one of our 4 swords being a replica of Hessarian's Sword of Mercy. He had not heard about that, or at least claimed as much. He later died on the rack, smiling slightly. The third crow must have realized he would not leave the dungeon alive. He seemed to hope that by angering Master Fiore, he would earn himself a quick death. The crow tried our patience with pithy comments while Master Fiore was trying to work. At one point, he made a remark about Fiore's mother, which I shall not repeat here. I will admit to feeling admiration for his ability to retain a capacity for coherent speech, and even some wit while under extreme duress. Amid all his useless chatter, this third crow did raise an important point. His guild has a reputation to uphold. They are ruthless, efficient, and discreet. How would they maintain such notoriety if agents routinely revealed the names of employers with something as banal as torture? This gave me pause. I called for a halt to the session. After some thought, I stabbed the man through the heart and set the 4th and 5th crows captives free. If there is a confession to be extracted, it will not be done with pain. I recommend we abandon this course of action. A report by Captain Aristide, tasked with investigating the assassination of Queen Madrigal of Antiva. That third crow just saved 2 of his co-workers' lives.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn. Formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hosberg. Lived my whole life there. Since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day. Quality education. A roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons. A mage tower's a fine place to be.
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote saw to that. The majority wanted to dissolve the Circles. The rest of us went with them or were cut loose.
There are still some of us who are loyal in the Empress's court.
I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
The Tevinters are evil! Oh, damn. This is the worst. Like, I can't believe that it's actually gone this way. The annulment of Desmude. When we heard the injustices against our fellow mages at the White Spire, the Circle of Magi in Valrio, I feared what was to come. Our circle at Desmude is small and isolated. It exists largely as a facade to appease the Chantry. When the other circles rose up, the Chantry sent seekers across the bay from Aisley to investigate. They found us mixing freely with our families, training female mages in the traditions of the Seers, and denounced us as apostates. Perhaps they thought we were spineless robes who could be intimidated with a little bloodshed. Before I was first Enchanter, I was the daughter of Captain Reveau of the Felicima Armada. I know how to plan a battle. They brought with them a small army of Templars. We fought, and we might have won, but they invoked the right of annulment, with all the unrelenting brutality that allowed. It is their right to put the screaming apprentices to the sword, burn our tainted libraries, crush irreplaceable artifacts under their heels, tear down the very walls of our home. No mage has the right to disagree. We of the Desmude Circle wait now, behind barricades. I've sent word to our brother and sister mages of this outrage. When they break through, we will not die alone. Final journal entry of First Enchanter Ravella slain in Desmude. 40th year of the Dragon Age. Seers and the Ols met on the 23rd of Faventus. When I set out for the capital of Ravane, I did not anticipate arriving in the middle of a little provincial festival. The streets are thick with fishermen and farmers coming in from the countryside for some gathering. Rural life apparently breeds fierce rivalries. I've seen more than one fist fight erupt in the square outside the inn. Do they call this music? Excellent wine, however. Must be Antivan. 24th of Faventus. The agreement is sealed. The merchant had more jewelry on his head than Orlesian women do on their fingers, but anyone willing to sell me silk at this price may dress how they please. Sabol, whose title is Anain, is an amiable sort who offered to show me Olsmet tonight. Apparently the village leaders, hedge mages they dub seers, travel to Desmude once a year to meet in council, forge trade agreements, and publicly pledge loyalty to Ravane's queen. Deals made at Olsmet are seen as especially auspicious. Sabol warned me that sometimes hotheads will attempt to settle old feuds before the seers decree binding judgments here, but there are also feasts, lavish gift-giving ceremonies, musical contests, and other rustic nonsense. This explains the rabble. Still, it might be amusing to sample the local colour. I've just witnessed a loudly public exchange between two men trying to outdo each other with ridiculous boasts in the square. The most extravagant liar was applauded and decorated with wreaths by the crowd. The Rivani are lively, I'll grant them that, and not all afraid to drink with a Tevinter. Ha! Peasant oaf threatened me after I tripped him into a feast. Bit of a fire cowed him, impressed ladies too. What enlightened attitudes. These people have fantassass, lovely dantas here. Must Rem get vintage from Innkeep. Label was blue. God, I'm struggling to read drunk journal entries. 26th of Faventus. Find out who's sleeping on top of me. Bring more robes next year. From the Diary of Bescorus of Virantium. Lovely. Let's head out of here. We've also got our codex entry for the Magister. Oh my god, look at this tarot card. What the fuck? Yes, I'm a good person. I'm great. I'm a happy, positive force for the world. Look at me. I'm not at all an evil presence. Lords and ladies of the Magisterium, before we vote on the budget for this latest measure against the Canary, I would ask that we take a moment to consider the state of our institutions of higher learning. The Circle of Minrathous is more than 10,000 years old. Darinius the Dreamer himself was born within those walls. It continues to be a source of wisdom and guidance for the best and brightest of the Imperium's youth, yet it falls into disrepair. Magister Aurarius has made her case several times for increased funding to the circles, and as yet, her appeals have gone unanswered. Magister Viren has spoken at length on the threat of the Oxmen in the north, a tide of brutality that we alone hold back. Let me add this. How shall we defeat the Canary? How have we held back their advance all these long years without support from the other nations of Thedas? You know the answer. Magic. It is our magic that holds the beasts at bay, and through the ingenuity of our magic we will drive them from our shores forever. My friends and colleagues, this is the battle we prepare our apprentices, sons, and daughters to face. They need the resources to discover new magic, new techniques that can lend us an advantage in this endless war. They cannot do this while roofs crumble over their heads. Repair the circles. Let the Imperium's future be more than a slow decline to the marching steps of legions. An address by Magister Alexius to the Magisterium, taken from the official minutes in the 39th year of the Dragon Age.
Thank you.
So, before we meet with Felix in the Chantry, let's address our current suspicious characters list. Because there's a few. There's a few, okay? There is a few. Now, let me just pull up on a page and we'll make a note of this, alright? Suspicious characters list in Dragon Age Inquisition, okay? First person that we met. Solus. Where is he? Why is he here? Why doesn't he have any affiliations? Convenient timing to be here, and he has knowledge of which we're like, how do you know that you can shove my hands in random holes and everything's going to be okay? Suspicious character number 1.
That's why.
Blackwall. Grey Warden during the Blight and Ferelden.
Have you seen otherwise?
My butt cheeks, he was. Suspicious character number 2. His story doesn't line up, so I don't know what he is doing. Those are our 2 suspicious companions. What's his face? Templar Man. What's Templar Man's face? Lord Man. Hang on. Lord Seeker. Where is Lord Seeker? What is his name? Lord Seeker, Lucius Corin. Evil aura. Okay? So, Lord Seeker, Lucius Corin, okay? This fucking guy who's like, look at me. I am not evil. I promise. I don't have evil aura around my fucking brain. Alright? Suspicious. He hasn't been acting himself. Okay? And nobody is, and everyone's just going, Alright. Next, Fiona. Okay? What's Fiona's artwork? Where's Fiona at in here? Where is Fiona? Does Fiona even have one? There. I don't really know what to glean from this one. I mean, there's red on it. I don't know what to glean from this, but weird. Suspicious because we got invited by her, or what we thought was going to be her, to this meeting. And then she had no idea why we were even here, and she's already signed up with Tevinter. And then we also have Magister Gerion Alexius. Okay? That's another suspicious character. And what are we seeing? What's a notable thing on these suspicious characters? The color red, because it goes faster. The color red, because it goes faster. Color red. I don't know. There's no red on that one. I've latched on to the color red, but the color red. The color red. The color red. This is going to drive me insane. I think that's our suspicious characters list at the moment. How weird that our own spy masters, our own Canary spies, Varric, are less suspicious than this list. That's where we've got 5 players in the game right now that we're just like, what the hell's going on with these people? And what is going to happen? And that's where I'm at. I want to vent my frustration. Not even. We're on to him. He's trying to run, but he's got nowhere to run. You're trapped. Solus is doing his exercise. We're trying to get him a hamster wheel, but there's nothing that comes in his size.
Right. That's why.
So he just tends to run into people. It keeps his I don't know. Keeps his mind sharp, I think. But those are our 5 suspicious characters: 2 companions and 3 3 major characters. Lord Seeker, head of the Templars, ex-Grand Enchanter Fiona, and Tevinter Magister Alexius. It's looking very, very weird. Are they all connected? Is Blackwall a Tevinter plant? No, I don't know. How's it all connected? And will I put all my red string on my whiteboard and connect everything? And we'll find out. Now, something that I'm going to do here, by the way, is I am going to save my game. And what I'm now going to do is, hopefully, right? Oh, this is interesting. A milestone save. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reload a save before we went into the tavern in the silly hope that I can get that dialogue between Vivian and Solus to trigger. And then we're going to proceed with the episode. Well, as you could probably guess, unsuccessful. I literally just stood and waited outside the entrance to the tavern. And nothing happened. So we have unfortunately missed that dialogue. And I love that so much. Redcliffe Village Chantry.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Huh? What the hell? There's a rift in the chantry.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Let one Tevinter in. Suddenly they're scurrying out of all the walls like roaches.
Now, I'm ever so much more handsome than a cockroach. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Dorian, okay. I like the name Dorian. I believe I'm definitely not up to date on it anymore. I was once upon a time, but Critical Role's Campaign 3, I'm pretty sure Dorian was I'm getting the name right, was very enjoyable during the time that I was up to date. Yeah, where's Felix?
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
I don't know, that might be in trouble then.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Okay.
Are you a magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
Okay. Cool. Good opportunity to learn about the differences between Tevinter mages and the Magisterium then.
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer, not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
Oh no. 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 We're not implementing time travel in Dragon Age, are we? Oh no. Okay. Yeah, you fucking arrived in a DeLorean, dude. It was crazy. All right. Alexius distorted time itself. Okay, well, look, time magic isn't too far-fetched. That could be pretty cool, actually. I won't judge it immediately. I think we're at a point in pop culture that whenever time travel stuff comes in, everyone sort of recoils naturally and go, oh, what do you mean? Why? Don't disturb the timeline. But it gets too many questions. But we'll see.
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died.
You catch on quick.
That is fascinating if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
Wait, is that the source of the breach? Can you use rifts to travel? Is it related? Was that magic used at Divine Justinia's meeting, and it caused this massive explosion?
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Venatori. Okay. I'll write that next to my suspicious characters list.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, They're even worse than I thought.
All this for me. And here I didn't get Alexius anything.
Send him a fruit basket. Everyone loves those. You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
Okay.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Adding Dorian to the suspicious characters list. And it will continue to grow. Alright, anyone have anything to say about that? Because that was interesting. There was just a rift casually in the Chantry. Did anyone know about that outside, or someone's been sitting on that information? Tevinter mages were like, don't go in there. There's a party. Yeah, I don't know what to say. My brain is getting a bit squished. The troubles of a Chantry scholar. As students of culture, it is important to always recognize your biases. I wear my Chantry perspective openly, for if my readers do not understand the lens through which I view the world, they cannot account for how these biases may color my writing. And that sums up so many codex entries, and that's cool. Gathering accurate information is challenging in a place as vast and fragmented as Thedas. One man may go on at length about lurid dealings with a king, then refuse to provide his name or some proof of the account. Other sources may conflict wildly. Fixing travel to some of the more remote areas of the continent is nothing compared to the difficulty I've had finding contacts I can trust. I cannot tell you how many times reputable people have tried to deceive me, sometimes for personal notoriety, more often in the interest of a pet cause. Trustworthy Canary, Dalish, and Tevinter contacts are especially scarce, and I prize those I have kept friendly. Often it is I who must earn their trust. Texts can be unreliable. From extensive readings, I have determined that Andraste was a Ferelden or Legion who was born in every town from here to Hosberg. What little remains of elven history has been told and retold, shifted and skewed until the tales are unrecognizable. I have particular respect for the dwarves, for there is no other people so obsessed with recording an accurate and complete history. The Shaperate. If only the Shapers were as open as the skies they fear. If I can be honest, the long reign of the Chantry has made the recording of reality at times a trial. Most common histories have been rewritten through the filter of my religion. Everything has meaning as it pertains to the Maker, and while this is unavoidable, it sometimes leads to conflicts between what is officially taught by the Chantry and what I have seen with my own eyes. While my belief in the Maker is absolute, only a fool would ignore the lessons to be learned from other societies and religions. Take the Fade. Was it the kingdom of the Maker, as the common knowledge dictates, or the realm of the Tevinter old gods? Few people would contest its existence, but beyond that, there is little agreement among scholars. Though there are many who would disagree with me, I have come to believe nothing is for certain. I've met too many people and encountered too many perspectives not to keep an open mind about these things. Excerpt from a lecture by Brother Genitivi at the University of Orlais, delivered shortly after the release of his seminal work, In Pursuit of Knowledge. That's really, really cool. I like that detail. And it's great, because it sums up so many codex entries in Dragon Age. It's all a matter of perspective, and it does allow for some things to shift and change, which is really beautiful. Now, in Hushed Whispers, we are being asked to return to the War Room. So that was our little excursion to Redcliffe. We get to meet Connor by the docks. We've got to meet Grand Enchanter Fiona for the first time a second time. And then we've...
Do we believe that both Alexius's son and apprentice are turning on him? It seems someone wants to trap us either way.
I don't know what to believe. All of this seems wrong.
It does, right? And then, yeah, there we go. Got more suspicious characters to add to the list. Blackwall didn't say anything to Fiona. They didn't have an exchange like Vivian and Solus. Solus had one mention, or like one thing to say. Blackwall did not, unfortunately. I thought there might have been a little bit of a Grey Warden Blackwall, Fiona, or, you know, something. But there was nothing, and that's okay. There was 3 characters to bring, so it's not always going to be guaranteed that we're going to have things happen. We've got a lot of quests to do in the Hinterlands. We will definitely be looking at clearing out that area a little more next time to complete some Redcliffe side quests, along with a bunch of other things. But for now, we have been requested to return to the war room. So let's see what this conversation can bring. And hopefully it sheds some sort of light on something. But yeah, there's people betraying people and people that are not the people that we thought they were, inviting us to a thing. There's time magic happening now. Time is being bent to the Tevinter mage's advantage. Like, I hope that's executed well. Summon the council. Well, my list of suspicious characters grows longer. Oh, hang on. Wait, I can still do this.
We are garnering interest from the capital.
You're not pleased?
I am not convinced we are prepared for the full scrutiny of Val Royeaux.
I can go... I can still do this. It just means that it makes it impossible to work with the mages. That's interesting. So I can still select that. Because I did say that we would be... I did say that we would be doing the alternate outcome to check that out. So we might do that on a separate thing. This looks like this is what we're supposed to do here in Hushed Whispers. I thought that would have been I thought we were about to have a cutscene to discuss, but it looks like it's a thing to do. True successor in Lyde, Sister Leliana, Monet has always been one of our most devoted lay sisters. At your advice, we urged her to consider a life of service, and after hearing of the dangers of the game, she has consented to take vows. I truly believe this may have saved her life, and I thank you for your words of advice. Some of our sisters have had luck tending wounds caused by demons thanks to a new type of healing salve. I have included the details so your own healers might make use of it. Yours, Mother Renee. Lovely. We got some spindleweed. Jolly good. Oh, there's a second one. A fragment of Ben Hasrath information report. With Monet removed from play, Carolina and Jean Gaspard now vie openly for the duchy. Carolina is using her husband's connections to make her claim appear stronger, while Jean Gaspard rides for Val Fermin to challenge Carolina's husband to a duel in response to the perceived insult. Okay, so there's a second part, so now we can choose who else to remove. Leliana is not participating. For Carolina, this duchy is a trophy, nothing more. If I turn the other nobles against her, she will bow out peacefully. And Cullen says, let me send my best swordsman to fight as champion for Carolina's husband. We'll do Josephine.
Let us begin.
Okay, looks like that means we're going for Jean Gaspard to be the guy. Wonderful. And we've got a main quest to do there next time with our power. No cutscene or discussion yet, probably when we select and investigate it. So we will be leaving that for next time. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. I apologize that it was quite a little bit scuffed, very cursed. I think it's quite entertaining when it does that, but at the same time it can be a little bit frustrating. But nothing that's like ruining an experience for me. Everything is fine. We've got a long road ahead of us, and there will be surely some blunders along the way. I am loving engaging and absorbing everything that is on offer right now and seeing where this is going to continue. We're obviously taking note of all of the players in this grand game and the parts that they have to play. We have some suspicious characters to keep tabs on. But I am so excited to see how this story is going to develop. There's so many things happening, and it's so exciting. I'm having so much fun, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for joining me. Next episode, we are going to explore connecting with the Templars just to see what happens. That might end up creating some sort of alternate Apocalypse multiverse timeline, if we end up exploring that further down the track, I don't know what it's going to mean. We might just kind of dip our toes in the alternate outcome, and then we'll continue back into In Hushed Whispers. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.